it's Matthew McAllister here. Today I'm going to share with you a very simple exercise about what to do with your right hand thumb. Now what I mean by this is, when my fingers are playing, when I'm playing a scale or I'm playing a piece of a melody and my thumb isn't active, it's not striking a string, I want to know where it is. I want to know where it is at all times. I don't want it floating around in my right hand above the strings or sort of causing mischief by dragging my fingers away from the guitar. I want it nice and stable, planted or resting. The preference is resting on a string that I'm not using at that given moment and being ready to strike when I need it. So we're going to get really close in, camera right on the string so you can see what my thumb is doing as I'm playing a scale. We'll start with a really simple scale. We'll do G major going across the guitar. Scales if you get bored of that major tonality, doesn't matter, but we're going to start with a major scale just for simplicity. Now it doesn't look like much just now because you're not close in on my right hand, but if you just look at the right hand, very relaxed. So now we're going to repeat that scale, but I'm going to have a camera directly above the thumb so you can see what it's doing as I'm moving across the instrument. Okay, so we've got a really good close-up of the right hand. I'm going to play that G major scale again, and I want you to watch how my thumb behaves as my hand moves across the guitar. Okay, so if you noticed, my thumb follows the fingers across the guitar from the low E string all the way up to the B string, and it does it by planting or resting on the next string. So I start with the thumb hovering just above the low E string, then it goes onto the low E string as I go across onto the A string. As I go across onto the D string with my fingers, my thumb comes up and then onto the G string the same, and the B string is coming up now as I reach the top E. So my thumb has steadily planted all the way across the guitar, and it means I avoid this. You can see my thumb is kind of chaotic. It's sort of moving around, reacting to the fingers, hovering above the strings. That's no good for having a really balanced and secure thumb. So just watch again. Okay, so that keeps my thumb super close. In fact, even just sitting on the string waiting to play. It keeps my right hand very balanced. It allows my fingers to move really freely back and towards the palm of the hand as I take a nice deep stroke with the fingers. And it really keeps my hand nice and balanced. I don't have any extraneous energy lifting away from the strings. I'll do it one more time really slowly. So hovering above the E, onto the E string, onto the A string, onto the D string, onto the G, finally up to the B, and then back down. So I hope that exercise helps. For sure, it's something that can give you a lot of control over your thumb. Making sure you plant the thumb and you rest the thumb when it's not in use just gives you that stability that will really help your right hand come alive musically when you want to play loud or play with different articulations, or really challenge the thumb to be more useful than just playing the bass all the time. It doesn't happen overnight. That's an exercise that you want to do very slowly, and you want to try and make sure it's a natural movement every time you rest or plant that thumb. You could deviate away from the 2-octave scale pattern I gave you there. You could do 1 octave just to be really secure, up to 3 octaves. Now, in pieces of music, we don't always find somewhere to plant the thumb. Sometimes it's actually not possible because we've got so much movement in the bass. But it's then our own decision to allow the thumb to float, a little bit like I had it floating before it planted on the E string at the very bottom of the pattern. That decision, that conscious decision that we make to allow the thumb to float, is very different to the thumb randomly just peeling away from the rest of the right hand and distorting its position because we can't control it. So in the long term, you might find that you go from planting with the thumb to allowing the thumb to be a little bit more free. But again, you're in control, and that's what you want. Okay, good luck trying to find somewhere decent to put that thumb.